What's up, everybody? It's your boy Oli-Versus coming to you once again with another controller review. Today I've got the Astro C40 TR. So I want to start off, before I even get into the controller, my reasoning for waiting so long. It's almost 2 months since I've picked up this controller and started playing with it. And I waited so long because my last controller review, I had to give you update after update because I started having issues with the controller. So I just wanted to give it plenty of time. By 2 months of using the Scuff Vantage, I was done using it because it was just drifting and all kind of issues I had with that controller. So I wanted to really give this time and, play with it thoroughly before I did a review. So let's get it started. I want to start off with the way the case is made. You can see that it's really got a nice seal around for the zipper. And it's really, really weatherproof. Like, if you've submersed it in water, of course it's gonna get damaged, but just running through some nice rain or, anything like that, it's really a well-made case. You can see the barrier is really, solid. You can see how solid it is when I go from just shut to open. It's a really nice case. All right, so let's get it open. There we go. The cord compartment, nice touch. Tuck your cord in there real nice. All your accessories fit right in place. USB, your tool to take it apart and switch out your modules. Your different concave and domed sticks that you got all fit right in there, So it's a really nice, well-built case and really thought out. You can tell they really thought about that. So let's get to the controller itself. When you pull it out and just put it in your hand, it automatically feels better than competitor sticks. Like competitor stick, it feels better. Like it feels more durable, more sturdy. It feels really good. The built-in trigger stops are really easy to use. You just flip them up and they're in place. Flip them down, off. They're built into the stick. It's not like they can pop out really easy. It's like really built in there, So I like the way they put that in there. They really took the time to think, hey, if I drop this, whatever, are they gonna pop out? Because that's happened to me with my other controllers. Now, flip that up. You can see it stops it short. Flip it down, goes all the way down. So you can see how that'll make a difference when you're shooting in a shooting game. So now I will give you this advice, depending on what game you play, with the trigger stop up, you might not be able to fire your weapon. So you might, depending on like with Destiny 2, that's what I play a lot of. When I fire a grenade launcher or some rocket launchers, sometimes they won't go off because the trigger stops up. So I have to hurry up and switch it down, and then I could just fire regular and switch it back up when I put my regular weapons back. You know what I mean? But that's something to take into account when working with the trigger stops on this, because it doesn't have a way to adjust the hair trigger mechanism besides the trigger stops. But very well built trigger stops. You got 2 programmable mapping modes. You got mapping mode 1, mapping mode 2, indicated by 1 dot or 2 dot. So you can map these paddles on the back to do whatever these face buttons or these top buttons, whatever you want to map them to. So I map usually, or you can even, like if you press on the left trigger or the left stick on some games to run, you can map that to one of the under buttons. So I usually map like my left one to run, and then my right one maybe to jump or reload, or just depends on what the game is or the game mode is, that I'm playing, how I map them. But you got 2 different mappable modes. So on the fly, if you want to go from one map mode to the other, all you got to do is switch it over. Switch it over. It ain't going to cause no problem with the controller. You can flip it over. You good. So you got the rear button placement. To me, I feel is really perfect. Like it fits right there. Like it's hard to see, but it fits right there. So when you're holding the controller, it's like really natural. It's like I'm not really, you can see my fingers underneath. You can see them moving, but it's like no extra like, finding, fishing for a paddle. They're right there. Like where they would where your fingers would naturally be at. So I think that's a good placement for those rear bumpers. the ability, you can fix the drift. So if your sticks start drifting on this controller, you can fix that drift with the controller itself. Like, you don't have to turn on the computer, you don't have to hook it up to the computer with the USB cord or any of that. You can fix it right from the controller. Now, there's plenty of YouTube videos where you can look that up and you can see how to fix that. I'm not gonna explain that to you, but you can fix the drift right from the controller. I think that's great. Okay, so you can take these 4 screws out and pull this little piece up, and you can move these around. You can swap this from here to there or there to there. I like it just how it is because I like a regular PlayStation setup. It feels comfortable for my thumb, but I can play with either or. But I just leave it like this because I play with fighting games with this controller, shooting games with this controller. So I just leave it like it is. But if you wanted it to be like an Xbox setup, you can move this stick from here to there. It's just magnetic. Like I said, you just remove the 4 screws, pop the plate up, move your stick, move your stick. It's easy, simple. Now, if you do that, on the underside, under here, you'll see a red line, and there's a red line in the stick itself, in the controller itself, where you need to line those up so they'll be in the right place. But other than that, simple, really easy to do. It's really easy to program to you know, your mappable paddles. So like if you want to program it, all you have to do is hold this button here, and when you hold it, well, my controller's not hooked up right now, but when you hold it, after about 5 or 7 seconds, actually, there it goes. So you see it just flash 3 times. You hit the button underneath that you want to program, press the button you want it to program to, flashes 3 times and rumbles, it's programmed. Want to do it again? Hold that button that I showed you underneath. See that? It rumbled, flash 3 times, hit that other button, map it to triangle, it's mapped. Now you playing, you press that button, it does what you want. All right, very easy to do. Very streamlined and sleek controller. Like, they really took the time to say, you know, we don't want to make it too bulky. We want to make it kind of perfect for everybody's hand. It feels like it'd be good for your small hand. If you got a big hand, medium-sized hand, it really feel like it'd fit pretty much everybody's hand really well. And it's just the fact of the matter that they thought that everybody don't want to play with this configuration. Very streamlined and sleek, and the way that this curved trigger is, it just fits your finger so nice. Like, it really fits your finger really nicely, you know. Like, they just sit in there, cradled in like a little baby, really nicely, and I like that a lot. And then the analog sticks are dialed in almost like a well-worn PlayStation 4 controller. Like, when you get a brand new PlayStation 4 controller, the sticks are really kind of stiff. You know, you got to break them in, and I like them stiff. I do. I wish there was a way that you can tighten up the tension on the sticks, but the sticks are in a really, really nice place. Like I said, like a well-worn controller, really nice feel to them. Like, when I pulled this thing out the box and started playing with it, immediately I was like dead on with my aim. It was really nice. And then finally, for the pros, the thumbstick durability. I've been playing with these thumbsticks since the day I pulled it out the box. 2 months. Tomorrow will be 2 months that I've had this stick. I don't see any type of wear or tear. They're not gummy like competitor sticks are. And if you've owned competitor products, scuff products, man, their sticks are like super gummy. They just got like this tacky little feel to them. Like, it's just like gummy, sticky. I don't know how to explain it, but this doesn't have that, and they're very durable. Like, with my scuff sticks, the S starts wearing off and all that. You can see these little nubs and stuff clear as day. Like, they haven't worn down at all. So I think that's really good. You know, you need to have good durable thumbsticks. When you give us these $200 controllers, you need to give us some $200 worth thumbsticks. You feel me? So let's go on to the cons of the controller. The cord for wired play is a little bit too short. Like, I've got a gaming chair. Usually if I'm playing like Destiny or any shooter, for the most part, if I'm playing a game and I'm really into it, like trying to compete, I'm gonna be in my gaming chair and I'm a little bit closer to the screen. But sometimes I'm just casually playing the game and I sit back on the couch, which is a little bit further. I can't do that with the wired version. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do that with the wire connected to it. Now the wire does also, you know, charge the controller. So sometimes if you go dead, you know, you got to think about your space because the cord is really short on this. There's not very many customizable options. I mean, pretty much what you see is what you get. I don't know if they plan on giving us different plates in the future, but this is pretty much it. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it, you know. I mean, if you was to have somebody who was dope with art, they could probably do something to it, but it's not very many customizable options with it. You know, it's pretty much, it is what it is. It says that it has a 12-hour battery life, but it does seem to lose charge a little bit quickly. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm not really thinking about what 12 hours is, but it seems like it goes dead really fast. And it's hard to indicate how it's going dead because on screen, it doesn't tell you what the, you know, like with a regular PlayStation 4 controller, it tells you the little battery meter. It doesn't tell you that with this. So this light bar here, I think when it's just glowing white, it's fully charged. And when it starts to get orange, it's telling you that it's going dead. I think that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure on that. But from what I gather, that's how it works. And so, yeah, it just seems to lose charge a little bit quick. It's not Bluetooth compatible. So when you want to, you know, use this in wireless mode, you have to waste one of your USB ports by plugging this in. Old school. You remember them old school wireless joints we had with PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Maybe you don't, but you had to plug the USB in. To same thing with like the PlayStation Go headset. You got to plug in USB for them to be working, and that ain't really Bluetooth. You know what I'm saying? That's like taking up a USB port. So that's something to consider. And other than that, it's just $200, man. You know, that's the only other thing about it. Like, it's a $200 controller, and that's a little bit pricey for the average person. You know what I mean? Now, to me, I like it. I think it's as far as controllers go, it's definitely the best one of the best $200 I've spent on a controller, because my Mad Catz Tournament Edition 2 Street Fighter 5 Edition fight stick, I still use it to this day. I've had it for 3 years. I've put a couple of customizations into it, but not very many. Like, I haven't went under the hood and changed any wires, any of that. So that's a very durable stick. And this thing, I think, is gonna last the test of time, just like that has. If I do have any problems in the future, I'll definitely give you guys an update video and let you know what I got going on with it. Let's take it in for a spin one more time. So, like I said, one of the best customizable controllers that I've ever played with. Definitely well built. I give it a 9 out of 10. Just because of, like I said, like the battery life and the fact of the matter that it's not true USB. I think Astro did a very good job with this. I think they took their time and really talked to the people, the pros,